Evening. Welcome to another episode of Xah Talk Show. We are going to code a cascading style sheet. Okay, so I'm gonna write my tutorial. I'm gonna work on my tutorial on cascading style sheet, CSS. Okay, can you guys see it? Double check, video check, audio check. I'm good to go. Okay, so CSS, this is my tutorial on CSS, Visual CSS. And CS, so let's begin. Okay, so let's see the show the talk show. So CSS, cascading style sheet, they got the length. So they got they got new things just about every year. And I learned a few days ago that they created several new length units. Length means like how many pixels and such. So that is very interesting. So I'm gonna add the new ones to my my page about length units of CSS. So the new ones are LH for line height, cap for capital letters height, IC for the Chinese character water. So that is the, I guess, the width and or the height, because they are the same, I believe. rcap for root capital height, RIC for root IC Chinese character, and LH is line height. So I'm gonna add this to my tutorial. So it's just my working session. If you are watching this offline, play at 1.5 speed minimum. If you are watching live, say hi. Okay. So I think nobody's here, so I'm just gonna work on my so let's add. So LH is line height, and so capital. So this, okay. So let's copy them, cut them, go to the CSS length unit, update the today's date. So updated date. So let's see, where do I want to add it? Relative units. Let's see. For now, let's just test them first, because test them is so important. So in fact, let's add, let's test them here. Okay, so you got line height, so cap is, so let's first of all, let's look at the reference, Mozilla CSS reference, line height CSS. Okay, so and I want to test it. So you're gonna create a CSS LH, let's say. Okay, so what do you want it to be? Line height. How do you test this? So let's suppose I add a div. No, wait, so it's, so basically it's line height. So you can specify font size. Okay, so let's see that. Style, font size, and let's say font size 1LH. Okay, and so showing browser, so that is the one. Now let's make it red. Showing browser. Okay, that applied. Now let's increase the line height. Let's say 2. Did it work? That looks like not. Okay, so hold on a second. So let's 2, let's say 3. Font size. No, it didn't work. So is line height not supported? Let's see, browser supports. Examples, results, browser compatibility, specification. Okay, you need to turn on JavaScript. Okay, baseline widely available. Okay, so why is that? So the line height CSS property sets the height of a line box in horizontal writing mods. Oh wait, this is not right. That's the line height. That is the line height. That specify the height of the line, but that's not what we want. So what we want is CSS units. LH. Okay, so that is actually what we want. Search for it. There it is. LH and RLH CSS tricks. That's a popular websites for CSS, one of the most popular websites. Now let's go to CSS values and units. Okay, so open that. So this is a tutorial. We don't want that. We want the actual reference. Do we have people here? No. Okay. So let's see. So I'm just gonna work on my tutorial then. CSS values and units. What day is today? Today is Friday. Oh right, Friday is the day where everyone went to have a party. So what are we doing? So we need to check the reference, but why is this not working? Font size 3LH. Okay, that is definitely should work, but it is not. So LH, is that right? CSS LH, CSS unit LH represents the computed line height value of the element it is used on. So it is the element, the line height of the current element. Okay, so that is a unit. But if, oh, I spelled font size wrong, stupid. Font size, okay, showing browser. Fantastic and beautiful. So now it's working. Now let's make it class. Okay, class XLH. Okay, let's just make it class XLH and go here, and let's add a CSS there. Add a style. Style. Okay, then pop it out. Then you want to say XLH class. Okay, that matches, that's the selector. It matches the XLH value of a class. So whenever you have the class value is XLH, then you say, then it's pre-formatted. Now the pink window shows all my command calls and keystroke on the left, command name on the right. So now I press the key, formatted. So that command is Xah CSS format buffer. I'm using Emacs, the most powerful editor. Okay, so you can see 3LH. Now let's magnify. Wait, magnify. Let's magnify it. Yeah. Okay, So you can see, okay, so put it back. You see there, showing browser. That's right. So if you search that, go here. So that is correct. So that is line height of the current element. Okay. So that is working. And there's something I want to do first. Okay. So you can see if we go to the CSS file, that LH is not highlighted. Normally it is. For example, if I say font size, you see that REM is highlighted. If I say, let's say 20 pixel, you see that PX is highlighted. Now, not LH, because I'm using Xah CSS mode, so I haven't added those new units. So let's go to Xah CSS mode. Go to the source code, my personal Emacs package. You can see all these are my personal Emacs packages. So you go here and search for PX. So these are length units. Okay. So you can see now we need to, let's make it one line per unit. And let's add, so we need to add a few new ones. Let's add them here, okay? And these are new ones. Copy it. Okay, so I see. Okay, so now let's make them add a quotation mark for all of them, and sort it. Wait. Okay, sort it. Cap ICLH, capital letter height. I believe that's what it is. Now you also need to look at, let's see, CSS value units. What is this? CSS values and units. Learning outcome. What the fuck? You know, the Mozilla tutorial is not very good. Mozilla is best for as a reference. Okay, so length data type. Okay, so here is all length data type. That's right. So that's the page you want. So let's copy IC. Let's copy IC and IH. Okay, so we are working on multiple things at one time. But okay, new buffer. But now go back to the CSS mode, save it, go to the top, change the version date, version number, save it, make a backup, go to the directory, press B for byte compile. Yes, there it is, byte compile file, and no error. Fantastic. And press capital L to load the new code. Okay, so Emacs this we just added. Now go back to the CSS file. Now refresh Xah CSS mode, reload it. There it is. You see the LH is now colored. Fantastic. Okay. So LH and what's the other? ICLH cap. Okay, let's try LH LH IC cap. Okay, you need a number in front. Then it becomes colored. Fantastic. Okay. Now there's also a R version. R stands for root. So that is the root element of the line height. And IC stand for capital letter. wait, IC stand for the Chinese character. And okay, anyway, it's colored, so that's fantastic. Okay, delete pretty file format, put it back, showing browser. So anyway, so we added the new units to my CSS mode in Emacs, and now we need to write a tutorial. But before we do that, we need to test all these units first. Okay, so so for clarity, why don't we just say test LH? Okay, so let's do that. XLH is test LH. Okay, so copy that, paste. So LH, IC, and cap. Okay, those are new ones. So why don't we wait, this is wrong. Remove that. So we got 3 test cases, 1, 2, 3. Okay, and we want to so each one of them got a class. Let's change P to span. Okay, do you want to change them to span? Wait, no. Okay, so anyway, so let's go to here, cut, paste, test LH, test IC, and test cap. Let's see what they are. And red, blue, and pink. Okay, let's say green. Okay, and here LH, 3 LH. Okay, IC is a Chinese character for water, height or width. Okay, so that would gonna be 3 IC something. Okay, so and this is cap. Okay, let's put this back. Now showing browser. Okay, we seems to got these 3. So line height, LH is line height, IC is Chinese character. Okay, let's go to it. Let's type a Chinese character here. In Emacs, you can type Chinese in Emacs. So let me show you. Okay, input method, set input method. Okay, wait, space N1, pinyin, what? Chinese pinyin. Okay, that's the Chinese pinyin method. So do it. Now type the Chinese character for water, which is SUI. No, SHUI. Okay, SHUI. There it is, the first choice there. Okay, that's a Chinese character for water. Now we want to switch the input method back to the normal English. So what is the key? I don't remember. Yeah, that key. Okay, let's see. Yeah, toggle input method, that will toggle it back. Okay, so now showing browser. So we got the Chinese character for water. So but hold on a second. So let me show you guys about the Chinese input in Emacs. So you just search for Xah Emacs blog on xahlee.info, http no s, and you just search Chinese. So you can see HTML Chinese character to reference link, convert Chinese Japanese character full width, half width punctuations. Emacs Chinese input. Okay, so this is a tutorial page showing you how to type Chinese in Emacs. You see, Emacs supports Chinese input itself. It doesn't rely on the operating system's input method. So, you know, Emacs supports like typing Arabics or Russian, you know, by itself. So that's interesting. So let's copy the link, and let's go back to the talk show. CSS units, let's go back to the talk show. And there it is. And let's just post the link here. So we talked about that topic and demonstrated. Okay, now close that. Wait, don't close that. Open that. Go back here. Close that. Go back here. Now this is ICLH. That's Mozilla's explanation. Cut it. Okay, close. And let's put it back in here. Okay, this is Mozilla's explanation. It's just, you know, we'll just reference it for now. ICLH and ICLH and cap. Okay, so we are missing a cap. You see, CSS adds a new one every year or so. I mean, new CSS features. CSS, in fact, became so complex. Like today, you can do like 3D stuff. I don't quite understand how exactly that works. Like you can almost use it like a 3D modeling system, because I have seen the Star Wars X-Wing fighter represented in CSS. They say it's in CSS, but I haven't checked. So anyway, so you got these new things, cap, ICLH. Okay, now let's read about exactly what they are. Cap represents the cap height, nominal height, cap height, nominal height of capital letters of the element's font. Okay, so how is that different from, you know, let's look at the font section, because font, you have several heights. Severely angry. Hi, Matthew. Why is that? Are you talking about me or you? Hi, Xah. Hi, Palash. Backup. So, so we want to look at the font. Okay, so miscellaneous examples. Let's see, CSS concepts, layers, animation, layout, line wrap, font. Font is very fundamental, so it's on top. So you want to know font size. So there is various things about font. Okay, so you got cap height, X height, cap height. Okay. Yeah, very idiotic. You see, font size is very idiotic, extreme. Let me just simply explain, okay? So for example, in CSS, you specify a font, right? For example, so for example, so you go to font, you know, font size, you can specify a font, let's say 16 pixels or whatever. But what does a height mean exactly? You see, it's basically it's not. It depends on the font. So for example, if you look at these two characters, they have exactly the same font size. Okay, the blue box is the font size. They are exactly the same for these two fonts. However, you can see the right one is actually larger, the letter. Why? Because because the font size is just an arbitrary box, like a designer's box around whatever the characters. So for one font, the box can be huge, but it's still font. I mean, given this design box, given a fixed design box, the size of the actual letter relative to the box is arbitrary. Like there is not even a unit. There's no specification. So given a font size, let's say 16 pixels, what the actual font looks can be very small or can be large. It's arbitrary. There's no concept to actually describe the relation of the design box, the font size, which we refer to as font size, and the actual letter. So you see, so that's why it's very complex. So now, okay, now I understand. Okay, so now, fantastic. Okay, so today, now we have the, let's see. Now we have the, let's close this. So now we have this cap. That tells you the actual height of the capital letter. That makes a lot of sense. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. So now with the new unit, the cap unit, which is a capital letter height, that is actually the actual size of a font. Okay, that's fantastic. Fantastic, great to know. So I can demo that so you guys can see. Fantastic. Okay, so now we understand the cap. So let's put the cap first, because that's actually the most kind of like critical unit. Okay, so search for the cap. So let's put the cap here. So what we want to demonstrate now, let's see. So showing browser. Okay, so this is the, so let's see how we demonstrate it. Okay, so we want to say, let's copy several now. Okay, so and let's change that to span. Okay, wait. File no exist. What am I doing? So this is Xah HTML resize image. Okay, that's not what we want. So we want, I forgot what's the key. So we want to change element, change current tag, tab UC. Okay, so close that. Tab UC, change to span. Not that one. So do it here. Tab UC span. It'll change the element above the cursor. Okay. So describe key. Wait. Describe key. What? Describe key. Tab UC. So you see the command is Xah HTML change current tag. Okay. Change the tag names of the current tag. The current tag is the closest opening tag to the left of the cursor, right? So anyway, so you got that. So okay, so now let's delete. Okay, we want so that is the font style can make something look legible. Yeah, especially true in web pages. Yeah, you know, this been annoying, bugging me for a long time. Actually, I have an article on that. this is incredible. Like given a font size, 16 pixels or whatever you specify, but the actual font size is like there's no way to specify. You don't know how large it is. So this is incredible. It's just like you have to just use a specific font and check yourself. There's no other way. There's no even the concept of the actual size versus the font size. But now we do. So the actual size is called cap. Okay, so we got the cap unit. Cap is kind of the actual size of the font. Oh, so this is fantastic. So now, now instead of for example, now in CSS, instead of saying font size something, we can say one cap, okay, and say root cap. That's the capital letter height of the root element. And if you specify that, okay, then you can change font family. You can change to any font family, and they will stay the same. Like the layout will stay the same. Do you guys see what I'm saying? You see, before, if you just change font family, let's say from Times Roman, a serif font, to Arial, which is sans serif. If you change your font family, then your layout will change. Things will become smaller. Your layout will shift. That's very bad because I didn't change font size. What do why is the font become smaller or larger? And this is why. This is why. But now, if you say the font size to be, let's say, 1 R cap. In fact, we can say 1.1 R cap. Let's refresh. I think most of my page will work. Then now you can change font family. It doesn't matter. Let's demonstrate that, okay? Let me demonstrate that. So font family, let's say Arial. Okay, so I believe what is the Arial? Common web fonts. Open that. Okay, right now it's fucked up because this ARIAL. Okay, so why is it? Refresh. It's not working. ARIAL. Refresh. Now this is not correct because I specified Arial. Why is it not working? What am I? Xah Lee info. Okay. Okay, so Arial. Now go back here, refresh. It should be using Arial, but it is not. Why is that? I don't understand. Go back here, refresh. Okay, now it's back to Arial, but I mean to the default sans serif, which is Arial. But now if I comment that out, that should work. And that's not happening. Why is that? Let's go to the inspect inspect the elements, and let's say font Times New Roman. Why is that Times New Roman? Let's say computed. No CSS property found. Rules. What? This P element, let's say computed font family. Oh, serif comes first. Wow, I didn't know that. So if you omit, wow, I didn't know this. So if you omit, let me show you. Okay, so like if you omit a generic font type, then it will take precedence. Wait, that cannot be. Let's see. Refresh. That works. Okay. Now refresh. That still works. But if you omit that, refresh. Wow, I did not know that. If you omit the sans serif part, then it comes to the front. What? So that's something I learned new. So did I talk about this? Wait, it should work. That's strange. Refresh. This is incorrect because it's using serif font. Now close that. Okay, open it, make a backup, close it. Now show this page in Brave browser. Okay, you see in Brave browser it works. I'll show this in Firefox. It does not. You see they are using serif font, but in Brave browser it's using sans serif. The reason, but they are viewing exactly the same page. You see both of them using the same CSS file, which just says Arial. So this means this is a bug in Firefox. Fucking shit. I discovered a bug in Firefox. Wow, let's write it down, okay? Let's go to today's talk show. Okay, seems like we discovered. Okay, let me clarify. Seems like we discovered a bug in Firefox. If you have CSS, if you have a CSS font family value is a specific font, but without specifying generic font family such as serif or sans serif, then for example, okay, for example, CSS that wait, so you need to make it, well, so you need to make it P for paragraph, let's say, okay, so if you have that, then it behaves like color it, syntax color it. Okay, so looks like we discovered this Firefox bug. Interesting. Now we need to test that. Okay, so okay, can we test that? Yeah, we can just create a new page. So new page, then Xah HTML template, insert template. Okay, then save it, xx test.html. Okay, show in browser. Okay, empty page. Now specify CSS. Okay, style and paragraph something. Okay, now let's say paragraph, anything paragraph, you want it to be that. Wait, so let's just paste that. Okay, okay, when it's paragraph, use Arial. Okay, something. You see, that's serif font, that's not Arial. Now I think the reason might be because actually in Firefox settings I have diddled with this font setting. Default proportional serif. Might be. Okay, let's show in browser. That's, wait, that's, oh, okay, so that's, now it's not serif. Okay, so what? Wait, did I fuck up things here? Refresh. Yeah, I think I did. You see, now it's, you see, you cannot see it. So let's make it larger. Okay. Font size 3 rem. Show in browser. Okay, that's serif font, which is not correct because we said Arial, which is sans serif. Now, the reason it is not correct is because I messed something up here, something very annoying. Serif. So serif is default type, I think, probably. Okay. And another annoying thing is that there is no reset. Like there is no reset, just reset the font part. Oh wait, default times new human. Okay. Anyway, so that's a kind of Okay. So are you guys having fun? Okay, so this is my typical work. Every day I do this kind of research and test. Okay, so now what you're gonna do with this? Okay, so now let's say this body. Okay, so let's just say the entire body. Then we don't need to say the font size. Okay, wait. Font size, let's say 2 rem, showing browser. Okay, so anyway, delete the file, and let's paste HTML code, paste it there, syntax correct, showing browser. So we have fully documented this thing. Okay, now go to our CSS page, and now let's oh, we got so many things to do. So for safety, let's add this back. Okay, let's see, cut that. Okay, now switch back here, refresh. That's good. Okay, so now we wanted to demonstrate the font size change issue. I mean, we want to demonstrate the cap height unit, where normally if you change the font family, it will change your layout. However, if you says font size to be cap height, then it won't change your layout. Okay, let's try that. Okay, so so what we need to do is okay, let's make sure I didn't change my my CSS file. Okay, so you got that. Okay, so don't touch it. Now, by the way, thanks for pointing that quirk out. I think there is a reset. I think that there's a reset about config in Firefox. Reset font. Oh, really? Well, we can try that. So about config, let's try that quickly. This you know, over the past 30 years, Firefox has become very twisted, you know, like because of the deep state. Anyway, so show only modified preference. What? Okay, let's see. Let's say font. Show only modified. Font display use. Font internal use only, changed true. Font internal use only. Why is that changed? Font language dot group minimum. Okay, font minimum Chinese. Font minimum reader font size. Now, why is this font internal use only changed? So very confusing. X Western, what exactly does that mean? Font language dot group. You know, anyway, let's not deal with it. Very complex. Okay, what we want to do now? hold on a second, let's regroup. Okay, so we added this is Xah CSS Mode. Okay, here Xah CSS Mode, you made the change. Yes, let's see. So we made the change. Yes, new unit value. Okay, so close that. Close that. And what is this page? CSS unit. We still need to write this tutorial. But before we do, we want to demonstrate that thing. Okay, so let's do that. Xah Talk Show, close. So this is a talk show. Let's demonstrate. Okay, let's do it here. So you got, so save xx test. Okay, showing browser like before. Now what do you want to test? So you wanted to, okay, that, and you want to what you want to demonstrate is that you change the font family without changing font size, but it will change your layout. Okay, even though the font size is exactly the same. Okay, for example, let's say 20 pixel. Okay, let's say 30 pixel. Okay, we're gonna change the font family from Arial to Times New Roman. So let's see what font we want to use. Common web fonts. Okay, so these fonts exist everywhere. So Courier New, and mostly Mac and Windows, as well as Linux, because on Linux you have metrically compatible ones. Okay, so anyway, so these are like common web font. So refresh, get them back to sans serif. So what you want is, on Windows you have these let's see, font family, system UI. In Windows you have, let's just use monospace. Okay, yeah, let me see. You want to demonstrate okay, let's use Times New Roman. Okay, so then okay, so this is for the whole body. But well, you know, if you want to demonstrate, then you need to, so you want to demonstrate changing font family that will change your layout, because the font actually changed size even if you didn't change it in CSS. So in order to demonstrate that clearly, what you need to do is to have some kind of boxes. Okay, yeah, God. Okay, so dive 1, dive 2, Okay, can you so type border, okay, verify. So you kind of got that. Oh god, I shouldn't do this because it's wasting time. Span style, yeah, style, font family, Arial. Okay, so that, then here times what's other font that's simpler? Times New Roman is like too long. The name is too wordy. So common web fonts, Arial, Courier New. What's another one on Windows? God, font is the most annoying thing because each operating system they have different set of fonts. You know, you have one on Microsoft Windows, but you may not have it on Mac or Linux. And then if you want to be universal, then you have to download, like go to a third party, Google, Deep State, then download their font. That's no good. Font is the very most annoying thing. So we want a font family that exists on Windows, and that's the shortest. Well, one way is you go to, you know, there is this font application like on Windows that shows you font settings. Okay, so you got this bunch stupid fonts. I don't want to like go through these. Let's just say Times New Roman. Okay, so what is that doing? So actually we can just measure it this way. Okay, so let me show you. Show in browser, and you can see they go up, you know, measure it against this Google chat box. You see this line goes there. So first of all, let's remove that. So now it's not even Arial because we have to deal with the Firefox bug. Okay, so okay, so okay, so wait, so you need another thing annoying is that, okay, that is Arial. You can see font Arial. Now measure it. You see this box goes there about the same height. Okay, now if we change this to comment that out and put this back without changing font size. Now refresh. Now look at this line. Let's see where it go. Okay, refresh. it did not change. It did not change because, okay, well, that's because the line height, the line height, yeah, it's more complicated to demo that. Yeah, but copy that. But let me show you, okay? But let's linkify it, okay? You can see it if I just change my font for my website. So, for example, let's go to some page. Let's go to, let's say, HTML, okay? So now if I change the font family to be serif, okay, now you so let's do a screenshot, okay? So Alt, so now we have a screenshot, okay? Now close that, and now let's change this to serif, okay? And now refresh, okay? Now do another screenshot, okay? Now open these two screenshots. Can you see, are they the, you see they changed size, you see, first one, second one. Can you see the first one, second one, first one, second one? You see the table of contents box moved up because these lines shrinked. Can you see? Before, after, before, after. So even we didn't change font size, we simply changed the font family, but your layout got changed. Now, you see, especially, yeah, look at the table of contents line. You see, they become now 2 lines. So that is the problem. And also, in general, this serif font is just smaller, okay? So this problem occur. But now, if we change this, okay, okay, so this, so now if we say cap, then the effect doesn't happen, okay? So one is serif. So let's try again, okay? So now let's try serif, okay? Showing, wait. 1 cap, okay, so you need to make it larger, 1.5 cap. Showing browser, okay, let's say that. So what's the relation between the capital cap height versus the font size for a specific font? We don't know. That depends on the font. So that's why. So I mean, my question is, what value should I use to be equivalent to my previous 1.5 REM? That depends on which font you are using. So very complex. But anyway, so let's leave this 1.5 cap, okay? Let's say 1.4 cap, something similar. Actually, we can find out by actually compare our screenshot. Did we? Oh shit, we shrink the window now so that, wait. Oh, this needs to be 100%. No. So you need to show this as 100%. Yeah, okay, so now, interesting. So now let's say cap height 5, 6, refresh. Well, before it's much larger, so 2 cap, refresh, Okay, now it's too large. Let's say just 1.5. Okay, 1.5. Thanks for pointing that quirk out. What quirk? The font size thing? Slawominguabos. Do you like this UHK80 keyboard? How would you compare to Glove? Yes, I like it very much. Compared to Glove 80, I like them both. Okay, I cannot tell you which one is better because that doesn't make sense. You know, I can just tell you I like them both very much, and they are different. So, you know, your question. Let me digress, and that's it for today. So we explored the new CSS units, and you guys can figure out the rest. I'm just doing my work, updating the page. So let me talk about the keyboards. Okay, so keyboards, ergonomic keyboards. So there is Glove 80, fantastic, and there is the one I'm currently using, the Ultimate Hacking 80. Okay, they are just very different. Obviously, for example, the Glove 80 is curved. Okay, so for you, your question about which one you want to buy, that's probably the question you want to ask. That really depends on you. Do you have you used this ball-shaped keyboard before? And do you prefer it over the flat? That's up to you. Also, the Glove 80 is ortholinear, so you see the keys are all straight, like forming a grid. Okay, but meanwhile, the Ultimate Hacking keyboard, then let's go there. Meanwhile, the Ultimate Hacking keyboard 80, UHK 80, the keys are slanted like the traditional. So it's like up to you. So, but I can just say both of them are great. Like I would theoretically I would prefer the ortholinear, but that's a minor issue because I'm totally fine with the Glove 80. The most important thing in general for keyboards is a key switch. Okay, I believe you want to go as light a key switch as possible. So the Ultimate Hacking keyboard 80, I have something called pink switch at 35 grams of force. I believe it's 35, yes. On the Glove 80, I have even something lighter, like was it 20 or 25? Anyway, I like them both. Okay, so it depends on you. If one of them is not so good, or if like there's a major difference, I definitely prefer one or the other. I'll tell you. Okay, that's it for today. We kind of like went all over that, not making sense. So, did we made a mistake? That's undo. Okay, that's it for today. Bye, guys. So let's just put it back now. Save. Diff, no diff. Thank you. Yeah, so check it out. Portability and all that. Glove 80 comes with a very nice carrying case. So like you have to check yourself. Like in general, what do you prefer? Kind of things like that. Okay, so we're shutting down in a minute. any more questions? So this is not very good today because we went all over many things and discovered this weirdness. I mean, even this Firefox bug, even if you set your preference, it shouldn't behave this way because you specified Arial and there is Arial font on my system. It should just use Arial, but instead it behaves like that. Like why the fuck it adds serif in front of it? Like this is just wrong. So I believe this is a Firefox bug we discovered today. Very interesting. So that's actually very fruitful. We discovered this. Only I can discover these kind of things. Because for most people, they go read Mozilla or whatever. The AI just tell you what it is, and so in 5 minutes they went on with their lives, in a job or whatever. Oh, you got new units, LH. Oh, that means that. Oh, caps. You just read this here, and you are done in 10 minutes. But me, I gotta dive into. Then you discover this weird Firefox bug. Bye.